whole trick to any install like this that's got a lot of different components to it is to break it off into little chunks. As you know, one day you may mount the compressor on the engine, and then we've got a bolt-in condenser kit, and then you work on the inside of the car. If you break it up and focus on one area at a time, that makes it a lot easier to get something accomplished at night, know where you were, know where you finished up, and then the next day you're ready to go on to the next portion of it. A lot of the components we use on this Gen 4 are the same components we used in the Ford GT when we did the AC for that system. So you're getting OEM technology for your muscle car. Great system, heat, cool, defrost, gives you a way to update your muscle car, increase your comfort every day. Very usable system. This is the evaporator module, and this is a heat, cool, defrost system. And it's much like an OEM system. We have a separate AC coil and a separate heater coil in the back with a blend air door. All the functions of this unit are controlled electronically with these servo motors. That's what does your door operation. The instructions are very detailed. Even comes with templates. This is a 67 Camaro, so it didn't have factory louvers in the dash. So we include a template that shows you where to drill and comes with louvers for each side and a center louver as well. Complete wiring harness, all your defrost hose, duct hose for your louvers on the side, new defrost ducts that will bolt right in, and all the brackets will be installed at a little later time here, and we've been using our templates to drill the holes. Even comes with a new glove box. Kit also includes a new placard for your panel so you can retain that factory look of your Camaro, but have an electronically controlled system. And these cable converter pots are patented, and they're a vintage air design, and they bolt in exactly as your original control cable would for your system. And what that does is allow you to convert what would have been mechanical cable operation in the original system over to an electronic signal. You'll set the lower limits of your control panel, and then you'll set the upper limits. Very simple process with a ground wire. And what that does, it allows the microprocessor on our Gen 4 system to learn the stroke of your actual control panel, sets an upper limit, sets a lower limit, and tells the doors exactly the stroke of your control panel. For the 48-hour Camaro, Brett's chosen to get a little more custom with his installation, so instead of the factory control panel, we're using one of our universal Gen 4 controls, and this is a 3-knob control panel, black anodized aluminum, and we'll be installing it in the Anvil Products center stack. Again, just three controls to operate the system. You'll have a variable speed blower, not just a high, medium, low. You get about 38 different speeds on the blower, a variable blend between defrost, floor, and dash, and then your temperature is controlled with the third one. Again, much like your late model vehicle would be. We've got our Gen 4 evaporator mounted in the car. We used our template so that it bolted right up to the brackets that we have. Now we're in the process of mounting the wiring harness and running all the wires to hook up with the American Auto Wire system. Most of everything in the Gen 4 is a plug-in, so we're just now going to route these out to the compressor and out to the safety switch. Power to the main pickup at the starter, and we'll run our ground wires, our 2 ground wires, right back along these wires into the trunk and directly to the battery. It's really important on any electronic system to run your power and your ground to clean power sources. I like to take the ground right directly to the battery, and our power to the starter or to the battery, either one is good. But any microprocessor, be it fuel injection or air conditioner or anything else, unless you have a good clean ground plane for it, they don't work really well. We're moving on to the condenser kit in the front. And this is a parallel flow condenser. This is the latest technology. You'll see this in the OEMs as well. Kind of as a review, the condenser is where you dissipate the heat that you absorb from inside the vehicle. So it's really important that you get plenty of cool air flowing through the condenser. So with that in mind, we always mount it in front of the radiator. We get you the best shot of good cool air. The condenser assembly you get has vehicle-specific brackets and a mounting place for your receiver dryer, which also gives you cool air flowing across that dryer as well. Discharge line from the compressor, which is your high-pressure gas, always goes in the top. As you're condensing a liquid to a gas, you want to start the lighter gas on top. As it condenses to a heavier liquid, we want gravity helping that. The next thing we're going to do is install our number 8 hard line. You always want to make sure you use a little bit of refrigerant oil, both on the O-ring itself and on threads, and it makes it go on nice and smooth. Anytime you go to start a fitting, it's a good idea to seat it square and then bring the fitting up, and they should go on very smoothly with one finger. Another thing we want to keep in mind is that the dryer is directional. It has a side that is in and it's labeled in, and that side comes from the bottom of the condenser, which is the high pressure liquid. going into the dryer and then flows out of the dryer into the expansion valve on the evaporator inside the vehicle. At this point, all that's left is we'll hook up to our refrigerant lines and be ready to start evacuating the system, getting ready to go. This is the standard hose that you see on most refrigeration systems. It's a rubber hose that has a plastic barrier on the inside. Worked for years, been a good solid hose. It's a standard that we use in our kits. Uses a hydraulic bead lock crimp. The only drawback to this system is you do have to have the proper crimper to make it work. The new EasyClip system has a lot of advantages for the home user and for the hot rodder. Number one, the first thing you'll notice, it's about 30% smaller than the comparable number 10 in the barrier hose. You can really bend this hose tight. You get a lot tighter bends. Great advantage when you're working in tight places under the dash, under the hood. Another great feature of the EasyClip system is how easy it is to crimp. Instead of having to use a hydraulic crimp, you can use the EasyClip pliers. Real simple tool, something once you buy one time you can keep in your toolbox and have it. The way that the EasyClip system seals the hoses, each one of the EasyClip fittings has 2 O-rings. The O-rings is what gives you your seal against the R134A. We're going to take our clips, slide them on, and I'll line them up so that they're facing the same direction. And take our fitting, put a light coat of refrigerant oil on the fitting, and I'll take my finger and just kind of move it around. Slide the fitting into the hose until it bottoms against the end of the fitting. Now we'll take our EasyClip cage. In the EasyClip cage, you'll feel it snap right in. What this cage does is guide the 2 clips right over those O-rings. Take our pliers and they lock into the clips. And as they close, you'll feel an audible click. 1. And a second one. The clips are stainless steel. The fittings themselves are a nickel-plated steel, so you end up with a really nice look here, and just that quick you're done. That can be done up under the dash, on your back, under the hood. Great, great way to clean up under your hood, and I love the woven look of the hose. Gives you a real race car-like look in everything. Great upgrade over a standard hose system.
Nice cool air in your face for it right before we go out and hammer. Kind of a nice thing.
Cool my hands off, get the sweat off. I'm not nervous or anything.
Oh, no.
Like I'm at the bowling alley. You dry your hands.
You've put a bunch of laps on this today, haven't you?
This will be 8.
Man. Pretty good testament to build quality all the way around.
Absolutely. I can't believe.
You talk about guys taking several 100-mile shakedown runs and then doing everything. I'd say this qualifies as a pretty good several 100-mile shakedown run.
Several 100 miles, beat the hell out of it, several 100 miles.